Okay, today we're pulling back the curtain on one of the internet's most misunderstood places, the dark web. You hear that term, and it's surrounded by all this mystery and, scary stories. But what is it really? Let's dive in and find out.
I'm willing to bet you've heard this before, right? It's the common perception, the thing that makes all the headlines. This idea of a digital back alley filled with criminals. And look, to be fair, that reputation isn't exactly pulled out of thin air.
Oh, not even close. That sensationalized image, it's just one piece of a much more complicated puzzle. So today, we're going to break it all down and figure out what's really going on in there.
So first things first, we kind of have to reframe how we think about this. The dark web isn't some single place you can just stumble upon like a normal website. Nope. It's a network of sites that are deliberately hidden, and most people will never, ever see them. And this right here is the absolute key to understanding it all. See, the internet we use every day is just the tip of the iceberg. To even find the dark web, we have to go way down beneath the surface. All right, so let's break down the actual structure of the internet. It's basically made up of 3 distinct layers. Each one has a totally different purpose and, more importantly, a different level of accessibility. I want you to think of this like a journey downward. We're starting in the familiar world of public websites, then we're going to go into the private stuff, and finally, all the way down to the hidden parts of the online universe.
So, at the very top, you've got the surface web. This is the internet you know and love, everything that a search engine like Google can find. It's the public, totally visible part of the web we all use for news, social media, and of course, endless cat videos.
Now, right underneath that is the deep web. And this might actually surprise you, but you use it every single day. The deep web is just any part of the internet that search engines don't index. Think about it. Your email inbox, your online banking portal, your Netflix account, all that stuff lives behind a password, right? That's the deep web.
And this finally brings us to our destination. The dark web is a very small, specialized corner of that massive deep web. The huge difference here is that it's not just behind a password. It is intentionally and technologically hidden from view.
So what does it even mean to be intentionally hidden? Let's take a look at what the dark web actually is and, how it manages to stay so concealed. So here's the technical breakdown. It's a network of websites you literally can't find with Google. You can't even access it with a normal browser like Chrome or Safari. And most importantly, it's built from the ground up to heavily encrypt and anonymize every single person who uses it. This slide gives us a really great way to think about it. Imagine the entire internet is a massive city. The surface web is all the public streets and shops that anyone can just walk into. The deep web, that's all the private buildings, like your home, your office, the bank, places you need a key to get into. So, what's the dark web? Well, that's the network of hidden, unmarked tunnels running underneath the whole city. You can't just wander in. You need special tools and knowledge to even find the entrance. So this powerful anonymity is really what defines the dark web. But, like any powerful tool, it can be used for very different things. It creates the space of really extreme contrasts. And here's the crucial point. The technology itself is neutral. It's not inherently good or bad. It was actually designed for privacy and security, not for crime. It's the person using it who decides how that anonymity gets applied. This really shows you the 2 sides of that coin. On the one hand, the dark web is a lifeline for activists, journalists, and citizens in oppressive countries. It lets them communicate without being spied on. Whistleblowers use it to share critical information safely. But on the other hand, that exact same anonymity is exploited for illegal marketplaces, selling stolen data, and all sorts of other criminal activities. The main tool people use to get into this hidden network is a browser called Tor. That stands for the Onion Router, and the name actually tells you exactly how it works. It wraps your connection in multiple layers of encryption, just like an onion, and then bounces it between random computers all over the world. This makes it incredibly difficult for anyone to trace that connection back to you.
So as we start to wrap this up, it's pretty clear the dark web isn't just some scary digital boogeyman. Its existence actually forces us to ask some really important questions about our digital lives. At its core, any conversation about the dark web is really a conversation about the constant battle between privacy and security, between freedom and control. It's the ultimate expression of what digital anonymity can be.
And really, this is the main takeaway. The dark web demonstrates, in the most extreme way possible, that the very same tool that can protect the vulnerable can also be used to empower the malicious. It's a perfect reflection of both the best and worst possibilities of a truly anonymous internet.
And that leaves us with a final, kind of lingering question. In a world where so much of our lives are tracked and monitored, what is the right price for privacy? And what are the unavoidable costs that come along with it? Thanks for joining this explainer.